What's up, fam? Um, just got done with my morning workout and over here at my investment property, looking at some things. And I just wanted to do a quick video about personal success and entrepreneurship. And I guess for me, I have to put it in context because how I grew up has a bearing on who I am today. And so it speaks to how the environment you in can affect how you make moves later in life. So I grew up very impoverished. Let me just say that. I think sometimes you're in poverty and you really don't know how bad you have it until you get out of it. But yeah, for some people who know Gold Haven Trailer Park, how it was condemned due to the conditions of the Section 8 trailers that was in that community or in that neighborhood. They were so deplorable that it was eventually condemned and people were moved out of there onto the base. But anyway, that's I won't say it's neither here nor there. I don't want to just get too deep into that, but the people you're around, so the people that we grew up around, the education system that we matriculate through, these things tend to affect the way we think. So I didn't see a whole lot of entrepreneurship. Now, again, my dad is an entrepreneur, but I don't know if something really translated from him to me or to us. Let me say that much. It may have subconsciously, but consciously, I don't know if I really made the connection. But anyway, so growing up in poverty, seeing nice things or seeing things that other people have, not that I ever became jealous of anyone, but you want those things as well. The name brand shoes and name brand clothes and stuff like that. And so once you get to a point where you're able to afford those things, but your mindset hadn't changed. So that was one of the things I had to deal with at an early age. Once I got out on my own, I left home at 18, went into the Marine Corps and things of that nature. And so I would spend a lot of money trying to look good, or just buying, expensive clothes or name brand clothes and shoes. Didn't really save any money, didn't really invest money, and wasn't making a lot of money. So let me just put that out there. So one of the things I had to do is kind of separate myself from the people who live that way as well. So the crowd that I ran with, all of us had the same mindset to some degree. We wanted to look good, we wanted to dress good, because we didn't have a lot of that growing up. And so when we made a little money, we began to do those things, but we did it in abundance. We overemphasized those things. And so when we really should have been, learning about not so much as saving, but investing, letting our money work for us versus us working so hard for it. We spend a lot of time going to the club, spend a lot of time drinking and partying, celebrating, just a mediocre lifestyle. And so once I get out of the military, I'm still perpetuating some of the same behaviors that I never dealt with growing up. So still getting out, going to the club, and somehow just dealing with my uncle, I had an epiphany change, about money and everything. And so it just changed my mind by having a conversation with him. And this is around, I guess, 1999, 98, 99. And I began to move away from friends who, I guess, that would not allow me to fulfill my goal because of our relationships. Now, again, I love my friends. I love my partners, love my homeboys. They're great guys. They're great guys. But I guess when you're on a different path, to stay focused on the path that you own, sometimes you have to walk alone. Sometimes you can walk with crew when crew is going the same way. But, most of the time, and I'm going to just say for me, looking at it, 90% of the time, the road to success is one walk, solo. I guess everybody have to find a path to success and they path to entrepreneurship if that's what you want. Because I realized at that point, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to have my own thing. And so I separated myself from my friends. And this is nothing bad and nothing on their part. And I stress that because some people can take that out of perspective. And, so I want to say it in a respectful way that, if you feeling this way, then it's nothing wrong with that. It's just something you have to do to move yourself to where you're trying to go. Some people content with where they are, and their contentment because of the association can have an effect on how you move. So if you're not content, if there's something in you saying, hey, I need more out of life. This can't be what life is all about. Working for somebody 30, 40 years to get a few toys and then retire and enjoy my life at 65, 70 years old. Well, we've given the majority of our life away to somebody else's plantation. I stress that all the time. So one of the things I had to do again is just kind of separate myself from those people who because of the relationship wouldn't allow me to move in the direction I wanted to move in. And the thing about it is, it wasn't so much I had to form new friendships, but I did have to form new relationships with people who were going the way I was going. And that allowed me to learn more. Oh man, to open my mind up to so much more in the way of how to do things, how to get things accomplished. Let me say that. Because, we got to admit, we don't know everything. Our friends don't know everything. And especially when you're trying something new, how can the people around you pour into you if I'm doing the same old thing and they're doing the same old thing, they can't pour into me as to what I need to do to reach that goal. So again, not saying you have to form new friendships, but new relationships are necessary when you're trying to accomplish new things. So that was very important. The people that I connected with, the people that I learned from, the people that I poured into, and the people that was pouring into me. And I have to stress that, because if you're a person and you're constantly pouring into other people who never pour anything into you, then you have a problem. That's a problem. And you'll find that will wear you out. It will wear you out like a pair of old shoes. You can't constantly pour in to other folk and never have anybody pour into you, because you yourself have to be built up some time as well, because that's just a part of life. We get setbacks, we get knocked down, and you got to have somebody who can say, hey, man, I think if you had did it this way, you probably would have seen better results or different results. Can you try? Let me give you some information to try it this way, and let's see how it works. And that's what I mean by pouring into you, because if you're the only one that's constantly doing that, it wears you out. So again, one, let me just kind of rehash, is separate myself from certain people. Two, developing new relationships that would allow me to reach new things that I intend on accomplishing. All right. So, and again, and let me just put it in perspective now. Think about if you never bought a house and the people you live around who never bought a house. Then what do you know? How can you pull from them information on how to buy a house, how to buy real estate, how to deal with investing? If 90% of your community is living on Section 8, and I'm not knocking that because I grew up that way, living off government assistance and things of that nature. Again, not knocking it. where's the information on how not to live that way? If 90% of the people I'm living around live that way, who knows how to get out of this? You know, because it's if you understand those systems and those programs, they're designed to keep people locked into those programs because it puts you into a non-competitive status. And the powers that be want to keep running the race without any competition. Let me just say that. So that's putting it in perspective for us. So again, recount. Number one, separating. Number two, forming new relationships. Thirdly, is implementing the information. A lot of times, one of the most frustrating things for me is to see people who get the information and never make application of the information. That's a terrible thing, man. That's a waste. It was better not to even know the information if we're not going to implement the information, because knowledge is power, but applied knowledge leads to wisdom. And so that's what we want. We want wisdom in what we're doing. I had never built a house before. Even when I started this process of building the house, I didn't have any knowledge on it, the truth be told. One of my clients he had a house built, and he said, look, I'm gonna give you my plans. He gave me his plans, and I was like, cool. I got his plans, looked at his plans, called the same guy who drew his plans, said, hey, I want the same design. I want it bigger. And this is the square footage that I want. He gave me those plans. He gave me the plans that I wanted. I went to the city, and the city was like, who is the builder you're using? I'm like, I'm my own builder. And so it was a learning process. And so I'm saying that to say what? Let's recount. 1, separation. 2, new relationships. 3, information. 4, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Take a step out on faith and do that what you have never done before. That's the beauty of it. That's what excited me. I never built a house before, let alone never, not without using a builder for the first time. Most people use a builder to build a house, but to say I'm my own builder, I'm the one who, not saying I laid a brick or nailed a board or hung any sheetrock or anything. No, I'm the one who was the instrument behind each nail being driven, the foundation being laid. I'm the one who said, this is what I want. This is how I want it, not somebody else, and that's the beauty of this thing. Removing the fear aspect, again, fear arrests us, I look at fear in two ways. It could drive us or it could arrest us. I don't let fear arrest me. I step out when I'm fearful. That's the time I make a move most of the time for me now. I'm just that kind of person that I've never had a whole lot. So, hey, I guess for me to go back to square one is no threat to me. So I'm just that stupid, I guess. So, just to recount: separation, new relationships, getting the information, implementing information, and number 5, don't be fearful. You can't be scared to get out here and do something. You can't be scared to get out here and do something. But you got to, again, before you can even get out here and do something, you need the information. You need the knowledge on what you're doing. Study. And that's something I'm a big advocate of, in spending my time doing my due diligence, researching, looking at every aspect, cost-benefit analysis, something I believe in. And forgive me for using economic terms, but this just stuff that I have to apply when I'm out here. You're not going to get everything right. You can't foresee everything that could go wrong. You could try to minimize your loss and the negative effects that comes along as best you can. But for the most part, you do the best you can. But planning, having good information, doing your due diligence, researching things out, know the people you're dealing with as far as if you're gonna it don't have to be real estate. It could be any investment. Know the people you're dealing with, man. I've lost a lot of money dealing with the wrong people. And I can say that. But I don't want to make this video too long. It's just what I'm saying as a way of success. Had to separate myself from certain people. I had to make new relationships with certain people because they had the information that I needed. Thirdly, I had to implement the information. Fourth, I wasn't scared. Fifth, I wasn't scared to use the information. And if I got my numbering wrong, y'all don't just forgive me, but you get the point of what I'm saying. These are just some of the things I had to do to get to where I need to be. All right, look, that's all the time I have. That's all the time I'm gonna commit to this video. Just something quick, just something to think about, man. Blessings on your day.